Morgan.
And this is Lars Lindstrom.
And we're live here on Photo Video Trends.
Live.
I'm live.
So nervous, man. This is stupid.
Because we don't want to do or say anything really stupid.
And we're gonna.
And we are going to. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
So it's December, end of the year.
Yeah.
Wrapping things up in business, wrapping things up in everything.
Yeah.
So,
Do you want to talk about that first?
Just briefly.
Okay.
Just briefly.
Sure.
You know, at the end of the year, you got to wrap your business up and figure everything out. So there's a couple of things you have to think about, and that is, where is your income at? I always take and print out a profit and loss statement. Usually I do that at the beginning of the fourth quarter because I want to kind of see where it's trended.
So you can give it to your CPA,
Yeah,
so you can say, you need to buy stuff. You need to stop spending stuff.
Or stop buying things,
Stop
Morgan.
buying.
What do you think?
Oh my gosh. You're not going to have this money come tax season.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Because you're going to have to pay taxes on all this stuff.
Yeah.
So I just take a look, and then we do it again at the beginning of December, which we just did ours, and we're looking at it going, okay, like we're thinking about buying another equipment truck, and if we have to buy another equipment truck, if you buy a truck over a certain poundage, you can write the whole thing off in the first year.
Wait, what?
Yeah. So a larger truck or a larger van, you can write that whole thing off in the
Wow.
write-off.
Oh.
But if you buy a car, you have to amortize it over
5
about
years.
years. And it's a big.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I always do mileage anyway because I'm
Yeah.
driving a lot. So
there you have it. And then also, where does your income come in? And I would never say that we told you to do this, but because I think it might be illegal, actually.
Oh, well,
Is it illegal?
let's talk about it. I have no idea what you're about to say. I'm
Okay.
excited about it though.
Well, if you're looking at your income and your income is really high,
Oh yeah,
you know,
I think it is technically looked down upon, but everybody does. Especially I do it. You do it.
everybody does it.
Yeah.
But if your income is really high and you start to get checks in at the very end of December, late in the month,
Maybe just forget to go to the bank
you
and
might
deposit
just
them.
forget to go to the bank until January 1st, and that would move all that
Oh.
income. Oh my word!
I got a drawer full of checks.
What is this? What's going on here? I better go to the bank now that it's January 2nd.
I have done that before. I'm not gonna lie. And by doing that before, I meant that I forgot to deposit.
You absolutely
a
forgot.
bunch of
You
checks
forgot.
in the last month or two of work.
Yeah. So if you have a client who's trying to get rid of their income at the end of the year, they can send you a check and pay for the whole photo shoot or the video shoot that you may not even do till January.
Yeah.
And then if you don't want to put it on your books, you could forget to take it to the bank until.
It's a funny world because I've got a client, a high-end client that just pushed a video. They want to shoot it. We're shooting a video this weekend for a major brand, and they originally weren't going to do it. But then they said, you know what? I think we're hearing we're going to get budget cuts next year.
Let's get it done.
Here's a bunch of money. Let's just do this thing as quick as possible.
Get it done.
And for me, I'm going, okay, that's great, but I'm not going to deposit these checks until January 1st.
No, you might forget to deposit.
That's right.
them.
Yeah, thank you for the checks. I got a really busy schedule. It's Christmas, and I don't know.
That's right.
I might
That's
forget
right.
to make it to the bank.
But it is a good time to look at what are some pieces of equipment. Oh, there's only a certain amount of equipment you can write off in a year, and just kind of know where everything's at. But anyway, in my business coaching class next Wednesday night at 5 o'clock, I will go through wrapping up your books for the end of the year. That'll
Great.
be my topic, so it'll be a good topic.
Great.
So what's going on in the world out there? Is there anything exciting going on out there?
DJI just kills it constantly.
DJI is off the charts. I don't know who the engineers are or what's going on there. They are just fabulous.
Just killing it. Their new Inspire Pro.
Inspire Pro, I want one so bad.
Oh, they're so great. Because I love the old one, the Inspire Pro, with the is it the 5S? The X5, just the X5. So the X5 camera, it's a micro Four Thirds camera, does 4K beautifully, and I don't even have the RAW one. I just record to an eternal 4K codec, and I love it, man. I saw a rough cut of something I was shooting with it a couple weeks ago, and I just was so excited. I mean, it looks so good. It's just as good as like any of these other drone guys I've hired out. But they've got this new.
It's coming. The Inspire.
It's
Pro
the X5S.
It's not out yet.
Not out yet, but it's the new camera on this thing. It does 5.2K, so it's a little bit more resolution. And you know how we feel about resolution. It's like, okay, cool. Like 4K is really, really great for me right now, guys. But what's neat about it is you can do 4K at 60 frames a second.
Oh,
So,
that's fabulous.
Yeah. So if you're in there, if you want to do some slow motion stuff, but you still want that resolution, you know, you're streaming maybe to Netflix or Amazon where they're requiring 4K content a lot more. That's a really great thing to have. Plus, they shot a whole short film. I don't know if you saw this. Did you see the short film? DJI shot a short film using that camera in a narrative format.
Oh,
so
in a narrative?
not
Oh, really?
on a drone.
Just with the camera.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of drone shots,
smart.
but they would like they would like move the
Gotta move.
camera and like and like walk it in and put it on dollies or tripods or something. You know, it's like so it was like this beautiful story, 1930s.
Oh, that's fabulous.
You know, this kid and his dad and their journey during the Great Depression, and it was beautifully shot by Claudio Miranda, I think. Miranda. So I mean, this, you know, obviously this
That's
guy's
fabulous.
shooting like Life of Pi and winning Oscars for that, but. Yeah,
well, did you see
fun.
that GoPro is now selling just a handheld?
Yeah.
Just a handheld stabilizing device.
Oh, I feel so bad.
I feel bad for them too.
I do too, because they just let go another 15% of their workforce.
15%.
Yeah, another. I think it was 200 people. So not a ton of people working at GoPro apparently, but I mean that's a bummer, right?
So what are their options if you're not buying a GoPro, 4K GoPro, Hero Black? What do you buy?
I mean, everybody's got an action cam in the game. Right? Panasonic's got one. Sony has a couple, and Casio.
Yeah, I just heard I wanted to bring this up. Casio's announcement. Casio.
Yeah, I went like the keyboard guys. Casio?
They used to make little cameras. I used to have little Casio cameras.
Oh, that's right.
I had them on little point and shoots. They were really small. You could put in your pocket. They were great.
Oh, you're right. You're absolutely right. What happened to those guys?
Well, point and shoots aren't really that exciting anymore to anybody.
But people still buy point and shoots, I guess.
No, that market has gone in the toilet.
Is it gone?
Oh, completely.
All
completely.
right.
No,
Okay.
no. You talk to camera manufacturers and they go,
yeah.
everyone has the cameras.
Yeah, you want a larger sensor. You want to, yeah.
It's your phones. It's all on your phone. Race
you're right.
Phones.
You're right. What am I thinking? That's crazy. But yeah, so they've got Casio just released an action cam that's low light sensitive. So it's really designed, manufactured for low light situations. So with the max ISO,
so here's my action cam in
52,000.
low light situations. Here's my action cam.
Because look, you're Casio. You're going, well, what can we do?
We're not going to beat them on a surfboard.
GoPro's got that market. If they don't, then Sony or Panasonic or these other guys do. So low light.
Go for the low light.
So apparently it's not good in daylight. It's just not good. It's just not.
Really?
It can't handle. I guess the sensor is just designed in a way that it's just like the signal to noise ratio just doesn't work in daylight. But yeah, max ISO 52,000. So you know you've got like an A7S. And you're shooting some night stuff, maybe on a 1.4 lens, and you need something to kind of compare, get a shot on the motorcycle or whatever. This is a great little camera.
I'm anxious to see
there.
it. So interesting you say that. Sony A7S II now has a $300 gift card with a purchase at B&H.
Well.
So that's like $300 off, basically.
That is like $300 off.
It is.
Because you're gonna buy something else.
You know you're gonna buy something else.
Ooh,
it's just a matter of time. So
that's cool. So what's the price? Are they like $2,500 these days, or what are they doing?
I'm not sure where they're at as far as I'm not sure. When I looked at it, it was like $2,700 or I don't know. I don't have it. I should have it up here.
Is it $3,000?
I'm gonna have to. All right, we can go on to another thought here. So
cool. All right.
Where's my?
Here, I'm gonna look that up while you look up the other thought. So A7S2.
Yeah, A7S2.
A7S2. Yeah. Let's see here. The price on those. So they're $3,000.
$3,000. So you get
so $2,700. I mean, that's 10% off right there.
Yeah.
That's really great news.
That's fabulous.
Cool.
All right. So going on, I got
Yeah.
some other things here.
Yeah. I'm excited to talk about this one.
What the?
This one.
Oh, the iPhone 7 versus Red Weapon.
Yeah.
I didn't see the video yet.
Yeah, you guys.
I've got it up right here, but I have not seen it.
All right.
And I got the sound off. But so tell me what your thought is here.
It's well, I'm not super surprised. First of all, we're looking at bandwidth on YouTube.
Exactly. I mean, you dumb it down to YouTube.
It's and so the thing that makes a camera great is not necessarily the final output, right?
Okay.
So the final output, your colors, you know, like it's punchy or whatever, that's not really what makes a camera great. What makes a camera useful is the ability to record raw or close to raw images, really flat images, and you have total control in post. Your bit rate is insane, so you can scale the different resolutions. I mean, there's a lot of things that, I mean, when you just look at like, there's no doubt about it, this iPhone 7s Plus is amazing. It's amazing. It's a beautiful camera. And when you color it and you give it, cinematic bars, it's gonna look cool. But it's a wide lens on a red, and you're doing like a crushed color output anyway. So it's like,
well, and you're putting it back to YouTube. So.
It's when you put a 50 millimeter on that's a 2.0 aperture inside, and you've got a window in the background, and that's when you're going to see a difference.
I would love to see this test inside.
Exactly.
Great. You're in broad, full sunlight.
Cool.
You're getting a great image.
Yeah.
Fine. You're really lending yourself to the iPhone's strong side.
Yeah.
And you go inside or go into really contrasty situations. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just,
in depth of field, you're just not going to get that on this camera.
You don't have any control.
Yeah.
Anyway,
all right.
Everyone loves to make those comparisons. It just makes a great
to talk about and dissect
absolutely.
a little bit. Yeah. But you can see in this shot here, like the bandwidth just falling apart, like when it's paused. Like look at his arm. Like you can see like compression and bandwidth ratio.
Oh, that's interesting.
Anyway. Yeah, check it out. iPhone 7 versus a Red Weapon. Not bad.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so going on. Did you hear this Kickstarter for gear tracker called Gear Eye?
No, tell me about it.
We talked about this last time, didn't we?
Okay.
I thought we did.
Okay.
Gear Eye, what it does is you put this on your equipment.
We did talk about. Maybe we didn't talk about this, but I saw this.
Yeah, it's just which doesn't need to be charged when it goes down there. But this is a device. You put the RF codes on all of your equipment, and now you know if it's in your camera bag.
See, my problem with it, and I've got a couple problems with this, is that I know that for me, I have to have a mental checklist no matter what. And every shoot is different for me. That's the problem. Is that sometimes I'm doing a C100 or a C300 shoot or an Alexa shoot or a Red shoot. Or sometimes I need lights and sometimes I don't. We have grip truck. You know what I mean? So it's like every shoot is so custom for me as is that I know for me it's not going to be a really great, useful tool.
But if you knew, though, the number of times Kenneth left a case sitting next to his car.
Oh, you're
all
right.
of his lenses.
Yeah, and you got a notification as you drive away, and it's going, hey, wait a second.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you can do that. Leave the case there when you get in the car. You drive away. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know how you could apply it.
For the next 5 days, please inform me if some of my gear doesn't make it back in the car.
The cables and the cards and all those kinds of things would be so useful.
Yeah, cables though, I don't know, because it's a sticker. Maybe you just wrap it around a cable. It would be cool. But for me, like I said, I've got so many customized shoots that I can't just have a single checklist that I'm like, okay, I'm good to go. Cool.
Get more modularized. I have a case for every one of my equipment. It would be like, here's a set of lights in a case. Here's a light. And so I could go on this app and say to my guys, load up these 10 cases. Yeah. And now I click on the app and they're all in the truck. And now I know that when I go to leave, all those 10 cases are there.
And you have them labeled, so case like 1 through 10.
I do.
There's you can go through a list. 75. 1 through, and I need this one, this one, this one. And you go on the truck and you start it and you go, oh, we're missing case 17.
I would just move this to a computer sense. I just have it on a Word document, and I just print it out and I say, I want case 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and so I know which one's put in the truck. Most of my stuff's on a truck now anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think it's interesting to check it out and see what's going on with it.
There was another one on Kickstarter that
I saw.
They've
raised $360,000 so far.
That's great.
$360,000. I love those guys.
So
they need to advertise with us here on the Slanted Lens.
Great, that would be so great. I would actually love if I could just get one of them in every single one of my cases. Yeah.
There you go.
That's a thought. Live in my cases.
Anything else you got?
Well, there's one similar to that which I kind of like. So like the little tile things, like if you lose your keys.
Yeah.
It's like my problem with that, it doesn't work for equipment or hadn't worked for equipment because it's Bluetooth, right? So you have a long-lasting Bluetooth battery. So it doesn't really work for GPS, like if your gear gets stolen or if you leave it somewhere. It's not going to help you. But there's a new device that is about that same size. It sticks to something or it hides easily in something that is built around a social network. So it's still Bluetooth, but if you lose something or something's stolen, you can say this has been stolen, and anytime anybody with this thing is near it, they'll get a little notification where it pops up, right? So the idea is eventually, maybe in the future, if you get a lot of people on this platform, that if you have something, the battery lasts for a little over a year, that eventually, if something's stolen, someone gets a notification, they can forward it to you. You have now an updated GPS tracker.
Oh, that's fabulous.
So I like that because the batteries on any other GPS tracker that's truly GPS only lasts 2 weeks. So if your gear gets stolen, you have a very small window if you had recharged the battery before it got stolen, which is very unlikely.
Yeah.
So, but anyway.
All right, I got a great one here that I think is fabulous. This is the do's and don'ts of memory cards. This is written by Jeff Cable. This was on Petapixel.
Cool.
And he used to work at Lexar, and so he has a pretty good idea.
Okay.
And these are his 8 do's and don'ts of memory cards.
Yeah.
Do not erase images from your memory card in your camera.
In In your camera?
Well, you go in and you, I don't like that image, erase it. I don't like that image, erase it.
Oh, really?
I don't do that because I hate the fact that it messes up the numbering
number
system.
system,
And
right.
then when I
You
go
go
to
from
download,
98
I'm
to
going,
100,
I don't like that anyway,
Yeah.
so it drives me crazy. Format your cards in your camera, not on your computer. I do that all the time on the computer. I
Really?
take them off, dump them, erase it.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's like 101, JP.
You know why I hate doing it in my camera? Because
You always go, do I?
Yes.
Did
I'm going,
I?
did I really get these? Oh, I hate that feeling.
And I had a feeling you just have to trust the universe, man.
I'll reformat again.
Yeah.
You know, but so there you go. Format the memory cards to your camera. Format your cards after each shoot. I think
Okay.
that's smart.
Yeah.
Although you can't be Mr. Formatter like Kenneth, who grabs my cards and formats them.
No. Did he format some
Yeah, he
important?
did.
No.
Now we're getting recovery software because we hadn't got the images off there. So
was it important?
So yeah, it was just,
always
it was,
important.
Of course it's important. It's never not important. It's never the kiss from your grandma on your lips that you're hoping no one saw.
Yeah.
It's never
Oh
that
man,
shot.
I hope that someone formats that card fast. Oh,
Okay.
that just makes me sick to my stomach. Poor Kenneth.
Poor Kenneth.
His intentions are so pure.
He is fabulous. He is fabulous. Okay,
So
use
pure
a good
heart.
card reader. Cheap ones will corrupt your card. I believe that completely.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Don't fill a card completely. Wow, I do that all
Yeah,
the time,
that's
man.
one. That's one I try not to. You know what? And more because I did have a scare with Lexar. Speaking of Lexar, now 2 of my cards have corrupted
From Lexar?
from Lexar.
Wow, I've
And
never had that experience.
I know it's CFast. It's that technology. Just doesn't. It takes a year or 2 for that to really get up to speed.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing now is I am getting smaller capacity cards for my C300. Rather than like the big, 256ers,
Yeah, so
whatever.
you're
Just
doing
get smaller
huge.
capacity, so I have a 20, 30
think
minute
that makes
limit,
sense.
so that I after film roll used to be 12 minutes. You know what I mean? So at 20 minutes, you should be changing cards. And,
It makes sense because you don't get, if you have a card corrupt, you don't lose the whole day. You maybe lose,
Exactly.
an hour or
Exactly.
something.
So if you have the time or you're in between
Yeah.
takes or setups and you have a DIT or even a second AC that can just go dump this stuff.
Or a digital tech when you're doing still photography, you get
Yep.
a digital tech there.
Just
Okay,
do
I
it.
love this next one. Don't pull a memory card out of your camera or card reader when data is being written or read from the card. Don't smash your camera with a hammer either, because that's just not good for it.
Yeah. It's like, and we're still recording, pulling this out.
We're going to yank this out. What? I lost footage.
Oh man, you don't say. There's a lot of zeros
But
and
you
ones
know,
there, man.
there
Don't
you
mess
go.
with that.
Nope, don't you do it. And
All right.
last of all, purchase name brand memory cards.
Yeah, like Lexar,
Yep.
because they never.
Oh no, there's another one here. If
second.
you have 2 camera slots in your camera, write your images redundantly to both cards and to have more peace of mind. I think that's really
if
smart.
you have, especially if you have like 2 SD slots, SD cards are so cheap.
For stills, it's
They're
a really
so
smart thing.
cheap, and just like write to both. That's just such a great thing.
Yep.
I'm doing C300, and I do have 2 slots, and I can redundantly write to both. But that's expensive, man.
Yep.
Those are still like 128 gig card. I mean, it's like still $360.
Yep.
So I mean, yeah, it's a lot of money.
All right, well, I'm going to jump onto something that I just picked up
Great.
from the mailbox today.
Great,
I
great.
just picked up.
Does that wide angle lens pick that up enough?
Oh, man. We're happy.
Oh yeah. You're happy.
I am happy. I love this lens. I have it. The
know you
first
do.
version they
I've seen
do.
some images you've
I've
taken.
shot some
Really cool.
gorgeous images of animals, bald eagles, caribou up in Denali, and this is the reworked version. I have not opened this yet. This
This is exciting.
This is the first time it's coming out of all the packaging.
Yeah. Oh wow. Ooh, look at that
Nice.
lens hood. Feel
Lens
that.
hood
Oh,
it
man.
is. All right, there we go. And
Yes.
even more packaging.
Wow.
And he drops it.
Yeah. Like that iPhone video, the kid unveiling his new iPhone. Wow.
Oh, I just love. I
This,
love the new
the
look.
design, the
Yeah.
new material they're using on the casing of these lenses. They're really
It's
stepping up their
fabulous.
game, man.
Fabulous. No, this is fabulous. So it's 150 to 600 millimeter, and of course it's a
that's
5.63.
crazy.
So
Yeah.
it is a variable aperture, but it's
5 to 6.3, so you're losing stop in a third.
stop in a third.
No, about a stop. It's about one stop. Okay.
But what's nice about it is that you really have. I mean, with the image stabilization, I was hand holding this stuff.
No way.
I was at 600 millimeters
No way.
on a ton of caribou stuff I shot in Denali, and I got some great images.
I wonder how this would pair with the 5-axis stabilizer on one of the Sony cameras.
Oh, how interesting!
I want to see that.
I've got that. I got the
A702.
A7R2. I'll put it
Yeah.
on there.
Yeah.
Let's see what it looks like.
Yeah.
I will absolutely do that. So I don't know how this looks. I don't know how it compares. I do know it's a reworking, and so I'm expecting it to be a little more sharp. Oh, the lens hood is much deeper than the old one. I'll tell you that right off.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Whoa.
All right, man.
That's
Sweet.
fabulous.
Cool.
There we
They're
go.
just, I just, and I think part of my
Tamron stepped up
problem,
their game.
part of my problem with their older lenses was that it just felt, this is,
It's the real deal.
that's metal.
Mm-hmm.
That is nice, man. And it's not too heavy. I mean, you expect a 150 to 600 to be really heavy guy, but this is
No, you can
fun.
definitely move around with that. So we'll do a complete review of this after we have a chance to shoot it and to work with it. And anyway, just wanted to mention that because it just came today.
Here,
So
I'll just
it seemed like it was timely.
put you right there.
Okay, well, I've got here down, we should talk about our Christmas list.
Yeah,
How we
let's
doing
hear
on time? Are we like way over time
it.
already?
No,
3:20, but we do have a few questions.
Oh, sure. Got some
is
questions
anybody
coming in from
watching?
people?
People are watching?
People are actually watching us? It's amazing.
Cool. Let's have some questions.
Yeah, let's hear what we got out there.
Yeah.
All right, so Gabriel wants to know, what do you guys think of Panasonic's color for video? How do they compare to the famous Canon colors?
Oh, okay. So Gabriel wants to know how the Panasonic colors compare to Canon's. I don't have a ton of experience. What I do know is the GH4. I every time I fly a drone for a film, I shoot on the GH4, and my drone guys have that flat color profile. And we shot the films on Alexa, and after I get through coloring, you can't tell the difference. So, I mean, like
That's a
it
pretty
goes
good
back to that like
comparison.
iPhone versus the Red Weapon. If you've got a wide-angle lens and your color science is halfway decent, you're going to be able to make things match pretty well in broad daylight.
Well, it was interesting to see the difference between Canon versus Sony versus Panasonic. The Panasonic seemed like the most Canon's a little warm, a little orangey. Sony's just a little kind of green,
a little greeny.
And the Panasonic seemed like almost the best, just
They're very
clean
cams.
color.
I haven't had a chance to play with their very cams, but I know people that work with them absolutely love them. And you've got this dual ISO sensor. Have you heard about that? So you've got a base at 800, and then you have a second base at 5,000. So it's a very versatile camera, and people seem to really, really enjoy the image they're getting from it. So it's worth exploring. But I love the GH4.
I need to get a GH4 just to play with.
They're great. I mean, it's Micro
Andy
Four
loves it.
Thirds, and
Andy works
loves
with
his.
us. He loves his.
Yeah.
So he's always whining that we don't talk about his GH4.
Cool.
now.
Great question,
All
Gabriel.
right, another question there. Thank you, Gabriel.
Okay, and then Trevor wants to know, what impact do you think the new Olympus EM
5.
MK2 will
MK2,
have
yeah.
on the video landscape, and how people will react to the price?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know. Can you look up the price on the Olympus? So what is it? The EM
EM MK2.
MK2. EM MK2, the Olympus camera. Video. Let's see. EM K2, you said?
Yeah, it's looking at $2,000. It looks like.
$2,000. So what are the
Okay.
specs on it? I don't even know the specs on this camera. I have no idea. Why is my connection so slow? I thought I was going to get a hardwired connection here, but no.
It's the EM what?
EM MK Mark II.
EMM?
EM.
EM.
I think that's the right one.
Okay, well, we should go on. We're waiting this week. Come back to it as soon as we get some information.
Trevor, if you're listening, put a little thing there.
Okay, I think I got it. The M1. The EM1 Mark II. Is that the one we're looking at? Okay, so it looks like a Micro Four Thirds sensor. $2,000. Here's my thought immediately.
It's a micro, yeah.
You're in this world. You're comparing to the GH5 from Panasonic, and that's about half the price, about $1,200–1,300. So I know there's a diehard set of fans out there for Olympus, but I do know that Panasonic's been killing it, and they've got a large share of the market, and so automatically my thought is, I don't really know much about the camera. I'll have to look at the specs, but $2,000 seems like a very high price to me for Micro Four Thirds system.
Yeah, there's no reason to make that kind of jump into that. I mean, there's so many other options out there. So.
I mean, the fact that you can get now a handful of full frame cameras, still cameras for about that price, you just go, okay.
Yeah, why not get into that?
So. But I mean, having said that, I have not looked up this camera, so I will do my research and come up with a better opinion.
Sounds good. All right, next question.
All right, and then NYC Exotics says, I'm just starting in commercial photography. I need to buy a computer good for Photoshop and Lightroom. I found one i5, 8 gigs of RAM, 256 hard drive for really cheap. Is there anything else I need to look for? And MavFan1 said you need a monitor.
You
Are not useful with that one.
Yeah, so if you're okay with the PC format, that world, there's just so many options for you. If you're, is he looking at a Mac?
He's not talking Mac there. He's talking PC, right?
Right.
He did not.
Yeah, Mac is pretty. It's just you have Mac,
Yeah.
iMac, MacBook Pro.
iMac, yeah, exactly. You have only a couple of options there.
And I've been on the Mac platform, my entire professional career. Anytime, I know that PCs have gotten a lot better. I know that Windows has gotten a lot better. But for me, I just haven't ever worked on that format. It's always been Mac for me because the software, the OS platform is just awesome for me.
But Mac though is slowly leaving its professional people behind.
Yeah.
They're slowly becoming a consumer company, and they don't have the same vision that Steve Jobs had when he was there. There's no doubt about that. It does concern me. But the problem with IBM PC, boy, that was old. PC. Is that there's just so many options out there. But I got a lot of editors I've talked to. A couple of them recently are switching over.
Interesting.
It's like a new language to me.
Anyway. There's the Hackintosh, which is not a terrible option.
I love that option.
Yeah.
You take one of those old towers and you soup up
Customize
the processor,
it, and then you just take the $30 software that Mac used
Yeah.
to sell back in the day, and then you can upgrade it to their path. But
Hackintoshes are great, but again, the minute you get in that world now, you're kind of on your own as far as taking care of them, and if there's problems, and they're not as
that's
turnkey.
the thing is I don't think they're quite as turnkey. They're not as seamless. The software still seems to have bugs on it.
Absolutely.
Which is to be expected.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, next question.
It's fun, you guys.
Absolutely. Send us in your questions.
Yeah, this live thing.
Stump us. It's not hard to do.
Yeah, exactly. When you can't cut the camera and go, Olympus EM Mark II.
Olympus. Do they make cameras?
Yeah. Who's that? Olympus?
Hey, my first camera was a Minolta. Sorry.
No.
I never had the OM1 or whatever it was.
No.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Blast the Beat says,
Blast the Beat.
Recently upgraded to the GH4 from a Canon 7D. I love the picture quality, but the crop sensor is bugging me, and I cannot get any low light footage to look good. So I'm
probably couldn't on the 70 either.
So he says he's wondering whether to upgrade to the A7S II.
Yes.
What do you think?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. Yeah. So Blast the Beat. The 7D is a great camera. It did a lot of good things getting into the DSLR film world because it had that crop sensor that matched Super 35, and it was like everybody's on set, go to DSLR video camera. Great still camera too. It had a burst rate of I think 8 frames a second, but no low light capabilities. I think past 800 ISO, you're pretty much toast. Same thing with the GH4. A7S II is awesome.
The A7S II really is awesome, and even in crop mode, it's pretty dang amazing. So
just
I
get
would
rid of like
A7S
jello a
II.
little bit. Yeah.
And like right now, you can get one
for $300 off through our affiliate program.
That's right, through our affiliate program.
Do we affiliate on B&H?
Yeah, absolutely.
Through our affiliate program.
Through Amazon and B&H, so
there you go.
Absolutely, check it out.
Man. Yeah.
All right, any more questions?
Yeah, Joel wants to know, why do you wear plaid all the time?
Thank you for asking those soul-searching and deeply insightful questions there, Joel.
Yeah, JP just had a flashback to when he was 9 years old.
That's right.
In the barn.
I'm feeling the plaid. That Idaho red plaid coming out.
It's
I'm
like
milking a goat, wearing my plaid.
Remember that scene? That's my favorite scene in Ratatouille, when he like brings out the ratatouille and he takes a bite and he like flashes back to him as a child.
That was me. I flash back. I'm milking a goat in the barn, wearing my red plaid. Okay. Well, I only have 2 shirts, and I rotate them. They're both plaids.
There you go. You're branding yourself. It's good.
Right. Plaid boy.
JP Morgan, the slanted plaid boy. Cool. Anything? Yeah. Any other questions yet?
Yeah, Joey wants to know how much for the mug.
Oh, yeah.
On Amazon, I think they're $6.
Through our affiliate program. Brought to you by the...
Buy all your Christmas gifts through our affiliate program. Feed my children. Feed Lars's soon-to-be child.
I've got one coming in February. I got a little girl coming in February. You can feed her with this by buying this reindeer mug for $6.
That's right.
Yeah.
I do like this mug.
It's a great mug. Any other questions?
Yes. Where did that go?
This is fun. Let's just do questions. Forget all this new stuff we don't know anything about.
I think next month people should send in images, and we should look at websites.
That'd be so fun.
All that stuff.
Be so
really
fun.
Should.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
Any other questions before we go on?
Yeah, Sean is currently looking for a wide-angle lens for his Fuji X-A1. It needs to be super affordable, below $300. Used is fine. Are there Any options? Maybe a cheap, good lens with an adapter.
Need autofocus? Okay, so who is that again?
Sean.
Sean. Hey, Sean, do you need autofocus on the lens? Are you doing stills or more video? He'll get back to us.
Yeah, he's going to have to go without autofocus. Well,
I don't know.
I love the 15 to 35 Tamron lens, but you're not going to get it for $300.
No.
I mean, the new lens. But you could get it used for 7 or 8.
Yes, that's the problem. Is it like any kind of, I mean, you're
Doesn't
either going to have to get
autofocus?
it fixed.
I need autofocus.
Doesn't
You have to
need
get it
autofocus.
fixed.
And it's photo work.
Okay, what's the Rokinon lens? It's like a
Rokinon,
15
yeah.
millimeter Rokinon for about $320, I think, something like that. Look that up. So it's a crop sensor. So yeah, that might not be a bad option for you.
Joel says Zeus Primes.
Zeus Primes?
Zeus Primes. I have no idea what that is.
Yeah.
Zeiss.
No.
Zeiss?
Zeiss?
Zeiss Primes?
Zeus!
Yeah, not Zeus.
Zeus, the god of lenses.
Zeiss, the second god of lenses.
The second god of lenses. The real god of lenses.
The real god of lenses.
From now on, they will forever be known as Zeus lenses.
Zeus lenses.
Get out that Zeus lens. Love it.
Zeiss, yeah, if you can get, I mean, you're not gonna
get a Zeiss
Zeiss
lens.
makes an 18 millimeter lens, but it's about, I mean, retails for maybe $1,100, so you're gonna be able to pick it up used for about $700. So.
Which with no autofocus is a fabulous lens.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
I have the 21, which is I think it's a little bit more expensive, but it's like, I mean, it's been a workhorse for so long. I'll throw it on. I mean, I do my C300 or my Glide Cam, my C100s at 5D. It's just like, it is a workhorse. I've had it for maybe 4 or 5 years now, and it's just awesome. Love it.
Hey, I've been using rather than the Metabones adapter, I bought a Sigma adapter.
Oh, yeah.
And on my A7R2,
Yeah.
and it works really well. I'm
Does
getting
it
great
autofocus?
It does.
Oh.
The functions have been very, very. I mean, they've been right on. Been very happy with it.
Cool.
So
Sweet, man.
it's worth looking at. I'm gonna really run it through the test, but I think right now, out of the gate, I would probably go that way for still work for
cool.
sure. If you're a still photographer, I would go with the Sigma.
All right, great, man.
So.
Yeah.
All right. So what else we got there?
Joel is over his plaid and wants to know if there will ever be any advancements in the C37s, like a full frame or 4K C37.
C37.
Yes. I promise I'm saying that one right.
C37. Who makes the C37?
I don't know.
I think he's talking about a clothespin.
Yeah, I'm like, the C47?
That's what they have on set. The C47 is a clothespin.
C37. I don't know.
C47 is flying.
What do you say?
That's what Kate asked. Is that a clothespin? That
C-
was a joke.
C47, is that what he said?
Yes.
Okay, all right, good. It was a joke. Oh, man, yeah.
Woo.
That's
Okay.
when you put me on the spot, man.
I'm thinking it's a
my
clothespin.
palms are sweating, and I'm going, like, should I know? Is this a camera? Is this a light that I should know
The
about?
C47 actually was introduced by the Russians back in the late Bolshevik era.
Yeah,
It was
during
Zeus
the Cold
it had
War.
Zeus primes on it.
Yeah.
But only for a short time. Okay, moving on here. We have our Christmas list I want to get through.
Cool.
Any other questions?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
Charles wants to know when JP will grow his beard back.
Oh, in September, in January.
Very possible in February. It could be a very strong possibility.
Yes.
Now
yes,
I know
yes,
who
yes.
Charles is.
And
So when's Charles going to grow a beard?
he has one actually.
Nice. Send a picture, Charles. Come on.
Yeah.
Jason wants to know if there's a significance to the 3:46 time on the clock behind you.
346. We don't talk about that.
347. I really can't talk about that.
We don't talk about that.
No.
Yeah.
But maybe someday we'll reveal. That will be a special Slanted
too
Lens episode.
Too soon.
The time on the clock.
Yeah. Moving on, please.
Anything. Yeah,
Please
please
move on.
please.
Yeah.
Greg
talk about that.
wants to know, did you ever do a side-by-side comparison of cinema lenses?
No, but
Oh,
we need to do some comparisons of lenses, cinema lenses.
Because there's like so many coming out.
Yeah.
First
Everybody's
of all,
rehousing lenses.
Okay,
and
Tokina. Okay, look, Tokina. Your lenses, your still lenses, I'm sure they're fantastic. But you're charging $5,000 per prime in this. I mean, we're talking about like Zine and Sigma and Zeiss even. I mean, you can get a CP2 for $4,000 per prime.
That's a mighty nice lens.
And
I
they're
have to
like,
say.
and they're great, and they have name. They're known for doing cinema lenses for 100 years. You know what I mean?
What
like,
are we not getting there?
What are we not getting?
There's something going on there we don't get
I
because
mean,
that the price point doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make sense. It's crazy.
No.
Anyway.
All right, next question.
Yeah.
Elay12 wants to know what camera will you use for family holiday pictures?
Okay, what camera will you use for family holiday pictures?
You know, when I went to Disneyland just this last week, and you know what? I wanted something light, and so I took the A7R II.
Yeah.
Which is so nice.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm getting used to shooting on that. I'm liking it more and more. I love it.
Cool. Really?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
What lens?
I took a 24-70.
That's not light.
No, it's not light. But the camera is much lighter, so all in comparison,
So what I
it was
want,
smaller.
what I want is like an A6300 with a fixed 35.
That A6300.
Like
I want to buy that to
Sony,
go to Cuba.
That Sony 35-20, like little A6300. Yeah, buy it to go to Cuba.
I want to buy it to go to Cuba.
Man. Oh.
We're going to Cuba. We're doing a Slant Lens episode in Cuba at the beginning of January.
We are. Am I?
Am I?
I think I am.
Actually, I'm the only one that's doing it.
think that's what you
Jolene
said.
and I are doing it.
No, I think
with
you
our
said
daughter Jamie and Jessica.
So
Daughters.
January, first week of January?
We leave Christmas Eve.
So we have to do a live photo video trends
In Cuba.
in Cuba because we're
jail.
going to be there the first Thursday of the month.
There you go. I'll be back
Shoot,
just
man.
in time to talk about Cuba.
Great.
Trevor
And-
wants to go too.
I'm
Right,
sure
Trevor.
everybody out there
Yeah,
wants
come
to
on,
go.
guys.
Come on, meet up with us
Yeah.
in Cuba.
Be fun.
On the beach in Havana.
Aren't you
we'll
doing
do
one of
seminar.
those things? Like a seminar?
We
somewhere?
should be doing a seminar. No, we're doing people to people. That's so I'm doing portraits. I'm doing several portrait
Oh, okay.
sessions there of different people in Cuba.
Very cool.
Voley says he went to Cuba with the Zeiss, not the Zeus, 55, and an A72
Yes.
was perfect.
Yes,
The
55 is
A72?
fun. So I for the longest time was really into longer lenses, and I really liked, I was really into bokeh and the depth of field, and I liked it a lot. But I'm trying to move a little wider. I want my world a little wider, and I
love wider.
A 35 on a full frame to me, that's like my new world, right? Where I can get just a little bit closer. And I still maybe open up on the lens, 2.0 or 2.2, something like that. So I still get my bokeh and my fall off, but it opens up the world. And I'm just like, it's just a phase I'm going through.
So you know what I always say: wide angle is about the person. Sorry, telephoto is about the person. Wide angle is about the person and where they live.
Yeah.
So you have an opportunity to see their environment and the person.
So
I love it.
I'm
You
showing
know
this
what? I
environment
shouldn't
now.
even say this, but I did one. But when I was back east, I did one panoramic portrait.
Oh.
And I'm going to do a series of these because I absolutely fell in love with it.
Oh, cool. Like
So
a full body portrait?
360. No, it's like this person in this huge environment they
Right.
live in.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to do them with strobes too. So I want to do a strobe where I can light like this
Yeah.
little guy selling newspapers. You can see all of Chicago. I just love this concept.
How do you do that on a panoramic? How do you
Yeah,
do strobe?
I use the syrup device, and it calculates if you're on a 45 millimeter lens. It's just going to move for you. You know what the overlap is because you program that
But I'm
in.
saying about the strobe flash.
The strobe has
Do you
to
have
be
to do
in
that
a place.
manually?
I walk in, poof, and I take it out. It works. It works.
How fun.
You have to test it a few times, but
Yeah.
you know.
All right. I mean,
Anyway.
that's fun. Cool.
All
I
right.
like that.
Any other questions?
Well, Kate just reminded me, we're doing not we, again, it's just you and Julian doing the Australia trip next year.
That's right.
That's
We're
what I was-
going to
that's what I was-
Australia.
Yeah, it's
And
an
that
Australia
one,
trip. Yeah.
Everyone can join you.
Everyone can join us in Australia. We're going to be at Vivid and the Great Barrier Reef for about 10 days.
Yeah.
It's not the Great Barrier Reef, it's the other one.
It's Uluru.
Vivid and Uluru.
Is that what we decided on?
That's what everybody wanted.
Everyone wanted Uluru? Well, there we go. We're going to ride camels
So-
around Uluru. We are.
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
not kidding. We're
Right.
riding camels around Uluru. We're going to take helicopters on Uluru. We're going to be at the Vivid Light Show in Sydney. Come and join us. It'll be a great trip.
Yeah, where am I
man.
staying?
You're going to be staying here in Los Angeles.
Just watching that for
Someone's
the
got-
old homestead. Someone's
You'll
got to
be
feed the
milking
chickens.
goat.
Yeah.
You'll be milking that
Yeah.
goat. Want to borrow my plaid shirt?
Just wearing JP's plaid shirts.
Yeah, don't forget. Come and join us. It'll be such a great time. You know, the other one I'm joining him on is the same group that does these.
Yeah.
Why can't I remember their name here?
You're
Kate?
just bragging at this
Help
point.
me,
You're
help
just
me.
bragging.
I would help you if I was Kate.
Sorry.
Judy.
Judy, help me. I can't remember
Yeah,
your
well,
name.
Kate's
you
there.
with the headphones.
Yeah.
I can't remember it either, actually.
Anyway, you'll come up with the why I'm talking about this.
Well,
But there's
so-
an eclipse, a total eclipse in Wyoming with the Tetons in the background. And so I'm going with this incredible
Jackson.
photographer. Yeah.
And Jackson?
Jackson Hole.
Oh.
And so I'm going to join this group that are on a tour there, and they're going to let me bunk up with them for a couple of days when they shoot this. And he's a world-renowned photographer.
I love
who
that.
teaches how to do time-lapse and things.
Jackson Hole.
Oh, I do too.
The
Great place.
Tetons, I love it.
So anyway,
So they
All right.
can find that on the website.
yes, go to the slantlens.com, and there you can connect over to all of these different photo tours that are going on. I think that one's sold out, actually.
Oh, man.
All of Jackson Hole is sold out.
Yeah?
You can't. Oh yeah, for this event, you can't get a hotel. You can't get anything. So
We might
I'm
have- we
sleeping
might
on
have
the
a
couch.
condo.
with
We might have a
one of
condo in Driggs.
Really?
Yeah.
You have a condo in
Maybe.
Drakes?
I don't know yet. I don't know yet, but maybe.
No, come, let's go.
I would love to.
I'll get you on the tour.
Okay.
If you got a place to stay, let's
right.
do it. Road trip.
Man, absolutely.
All right,
100%.
there we go.
Yeah.
I'm getting my plaid shirt out, baby.
Oh, maybe.
Okay, back to Idaho, Wyoming we go.
Cool. Any other things you want to talk about?
I don't have anything else. I just have my Christmas buying guide.
Oh, yeah. Let's hear it.
Okay. Any other questions?
Yeah, we do, but I think they'll go the whole time. So if you
Okay.
really want to get to that.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do the Christmas buying guide, and then we'll jump to questions.
Here's my number one item on the Christmas buying guide.
Okay.
And I'm trying to keep, in my mind, keeping this under $500.
Mm-hmm.
And so a mirrorless camera, the Fuji X-A10, is $499. It's a 16.3 megapixel APS-C sensor. It's just a fabulous little camera.
What lens are you going to throw on it?
It comes with a, where'd it go? I think it's a 35 millimeter lens that's on it. It comes with a lens on it.
The X-A10. I'm going to look it up.
Yeah, look it up. Because
All right.
I saw this, Judy put this on the list, and I looked it up this morning, and I'm going, that is a fabulous little camera. Here it is right here. The A10.
Fuji.
So is it
X-A10.
interchangeable lenses? I should know all this stuff. It's my item.
Feels like an interchangeable lens. X-A10 Fuji.
It's a 16 to 30 to 50 millimeter 3.556 lens. I knew that.
Oh, this looks so fun.
It would be so great. $499, man.
I should get
It's
this.
like a throwaway camera.
I should get this for my wife.
I'm
for
thinking,
Christmas.
you know, I
And
might get one of those for Jillian.
It streams wirelessly, which is
And it
awesome.
streams
That's what she
wirelessly.
wants. That's
Yeah.
all she wants.
Yeah.
She said she wants a camera. Don't watch this, Caitlin.
Caitlin, you cannot watch
Yeah.
this. If you did, erase this from your memory.
Yeah.
Act
We're-
surprised.
We're not. It's a good thing we're not live
thank
streaming
you,
this.
Lars.
Yeah.
A camera.
Oh, yeah. So thoughtful of you. You.
Okay, I'm going down my list
Yeah,
here
that's
now.
fun. Okay, cool.
So that's a great one. You know,
X8,
Fuji, I can't
10,
wait to
yeah.
get my hands on that medium format. That,
Oh,
I cannot
yes.
wait.
Yes.
So anyway.
Oh, that's exciting.
All right.
Cool. All right.
Syrup Genie Mini.
You love this
Dude,
thing.
I love this thing. It's $249. I love doing the panoramic stuff I did with it
Yeah.
in New York City. I absolutely loved it. It is great for time
Did
lapse.
you use that
it's great
one
for motion.
for the car? driving
Yes,
stuff?
that's the Mini.
Look that. What's the name of that lesson?
It's how to do live action motion in small spaces. Small spaces.
That was, to me, that should be all up on Syrup Mini's, Genie Mini's website, because that was like the coolest use. You've got this thing that just rotates. How
Little
exciting is
tiny
that?
thing.
And you got this cool old guy in a car and this like car mount, this road. I love that.
Did you
video.
see his tattoo? You go across his tattoo, then you
Just
see it
like,
in the
wait,
mirror.
what? Yeah, it's so cool, man. I loved it.
Yeah,
Yeah, great.
love
Okay,
doing that shot.
$249 for that.
Okay,
right?
we had $249. I think if you want something really inexpensive for the photographer on your list, get them the Spider Light hand strap.
So
It's
you
$40.
can let go your camera on it.
It is, you know, I've been using that, and without a strap, you know, around your neck, just grab that thing out. That's what I used at Disneyland. I'm not putting that strap around my neck. I'm grabbing it out, taking some pictures, shoving it back in the bag.
Cool.
Worked out really nice.
All right.
So
I
they're
like that.
great. They're great for those mirrorless cameras. So,
Great.
so if you really that's
If
on
you're-
my list.
If
I
you've
can't
been
put that
really
one on
good.
there.
No,
If
this
you've
is
been-
good. This is
if
good.
you've
I'll
been
put it on my
really
list
good.
because my list is always more expensive. So
Yes.
if you're really good, if you've been a really good person this year for Christmas, you could get the DJI Mavic Pro drone, and it's about $1,000 depending on. I mean, really, it's about $1,200 when you get all the upgrades.
I think it's 13 something.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
like $12.99. I think it's
Yeah,
12.
yeah, but it's
For like the
worth it.
Pro version with everything.
That's what I
It's
want
like-
for Christmas. That is what I want. For
This guy,
Christmas.
I didn't realize how small they were. Have you seen one in person
No,
yet?
I'm not.
Oh my gosh, they're like this big.
Serious?
I'm not kidding.
So it buzzes
Yeah.
around? Are they stable?
Depending on how wide this. I mean, so it's like this big, and it like unfolds, and when it's unfolded, it's about it's got like
Yeah.
a little 4 wingspan thing.
I should
but
take it to
apparently,
Cuba.
apparently it's insanely stable. This
Will they
little
be
guy,
out in time for me to
this
take it to
guy,
Cuba?
Chris Lowe, or not Chris, yeah, Chris Lowe, pulled one out, and it was just like, what is this magic? But you should get one for Cuba.
It's
100%.
probably not going to be out in time.
It's out now. They're just sold out everywhere.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's
So
like
maybe
one-
I
it's like
should
the-
I should hit DJI up, say DJI, and say, hey, send me a drone, man. Send me a drone.
Send me 2 of them.
Send two.
Yeah.
Lars and I will do a lesson
We're big
called
fans.
"How to Start Using Drones."
Yeah,
We'll do it together.
We're really big fans.
We
I
are.
have your Inspire Pro,
Yep.
so that was some support.
There you
right
go. DJI.
Yeah.
Give
Yeah.
us some love. Show us some
Yeah.
love.
Yeah. All right.
Okay,
what else you
moving
got?
on now. I thought this is fun. It's a Fujifilm Instax Share SP2 smartphone printer. It's just a little printer like this, prints out 4x6s.
Okay.
It's just whatever you call it, from your phone.
Wirelessly.
AirDrop it wirelessly, whatever it is.
Wireless.
Wires in there.
The thing that
probably.
you kids are using these days.
Yeah. I'm too busy milking my goat
Goats
in
in
my
your
plaid shirt.
What do you kids use these days? The thing without the cables.
That thing. That's $200. That's just kind of fun.
All right, cool.
So, no, it makes 2 1/4 by 1/8 inch print, so it's not 4 by 6 at all. What is this? A print for hands?
Ah.
Hey, I thought it was cool.
Cool, man.
This one I'm not sure about. Carry safe, anti-theft, sling camera strap.
Hey, you can use that in Cuba.
We
Cuba.
could use someone
Matt-
steal
Take it
it.
to Cuba.
He got his gear stolen in Cuba. You
Oh,
Really?
So you definitely want to spend $49
I hear
for an
that Cuba's the
anti-theft
safest
strap.
place in the world. That's why I keep hearing that.
Did you hear that from Fidel Castro? Is that who you heard
Fidel.
that from? Yeah.
Not recently.
Too soon.
Too soon.
Too soon. I like this live show thing. No editing.
All right, the last one I put on.
Not recently. Woohoo! Oh, that's good.
Okay, Kodak Pix Pro 4K camera. Those like you
I haven't
put
seen
two
this.
of
What is
those
this?
back. Well, you put 2 of those back in at 360. It's like a 210 degree view.
Didn't,
210 single view.
Nikon came out with the one that's already like a 3.
Yeah, Kodak has one for $449.99.
Okay, cool. Very cool.
I thought they were very cool. It showed up on B&H's pick list, and I looked at the specs, and I thought it was a great camera. So,
Rad. Awesome.
so what else?
That's
for
my
Christmas?
list, man. Oh, for Christmas?
For Christmas. Anything else for Christmas?
Like a red weapon or red helium, AK, something like that. I saw, I just did. So Shane's Inner Circles, another website, does like a monthly subscription. You can sign up and learn like lots of cool video stuff. So he had like an open house for his new studio that I went to, and Red had a little booth there, and I got to look at their 8K red weapon. And it's
8K.
It's cool. I mean, what I liked about it is that I was at 3200 ISO, and I'm looking at the monitor and the bigger monitors, and I see no noise in my blacks.
Really?
Which is
At 3200?
so unlike Red.
Yeah.
So unlike them. So I was very impressed. It seemed very cool to me. We'll see. We'll see how they do.
But 8K. What's the point?
Oh, that just bugs me, man. Because it's like.
Although 4K TVs are finally everywhere.
They're everywhere.
I'm looking to buy a TV, and I'm telling my son, I don't need a 4K TV.
But
he goes, what are you, crazy?
That's the only option, It's like,
Yeah.
why would you buy a 1080p TV? There's still not like a really great option for like a 4K service. I mean, you've got the Amazon Fire 4K device, and that's, you've got a couple other things too, but most of the TVs now are implementing their 4K streaming software within the TV. That's a smart TV. I just don't like that. It's not as fast to me. It's more clunky. It's not as responsive. So eventually Apple TV is going to come out with their 4K option, and then we'll be pretty set to go, I think. But yeah, we have a 4K TV. We have 2 actually. One's smashed still. Anybody want it? Anybody want it on this live stream? You can come pick it up for free. It's a brand new
You are
TV.
too kind.
It's just smashed.
Lars dropped his brand new 4K TV before he even got to watch it.
I did. Well, I got to watch 3 days of it, and then when
Oh,
my
you
fi-
did?
my
Oh, you had to
Amazon-
adjust it. It just wasn't quite right.
Well, no. So I had it up, and I was like, okay, cool. I just need to see something in 4K. So I ordered the Amazon Fire 4K thing. It came 2 days later, and the 3rd day I pulled it off the wall so I could get to the HDMI port, and I, went to
am I laughing?
look for the port, and it just tipped, landed on the coffee table, and shattered.
That is like sickest feeling ever.
Oh, there was some swears.
It's like it's got to be going in slow motion in your mind.
No, it fell on top of me.
Wham.
So, yeah, it wasn't
Like
a lot
a
of slow
fly
motion.
swatter.
It was just like a bam. Like, is that my TV that's broken on top of me now? That's great. That's awesome. I'm so happy about that. Yeah. Any other questions? Let's go to questions.
We got last few questions, then we got mail.
What is it? If we're gonna do this live show, I don't know about this mail
I
thing.
don't know. This is all the questions from our YouTube.
I'm digging
from
this.
Facebook and that.
I'm almost wondering if we should pull up the live stream here on Facebook so that we can see the questions,
so we can see the questions.
rather than Judy
we will definitely do that.
shouting them at us. Yeah.
Next month
All
we'll
right.
do it. We're gonna
All right,
get
cool.
better at this. We're
Yeah.
gonna get better.
Yeah.
If there's more than 3 people watching, we'll get better. And 2 of them are my relatives.
Yeah. Oh, hi, Mom.
How's things in Idaho?
Yeah.
Dad's still wearing that plaid shirt?
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Any other questions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Scozio, I'm not sure I'm saying that right.
Scozio.
Wants to know about lowering in-camera sharpness for video.
Lowering in camera sharpness for video. Just add a blur in post.
Well,
Why-
if I'm gonna knock down the like sometimes if you want to take the video look away from the Sony camera,
Filter.
throw like a black mist or something on there.
The
That'll
black mist fun. Go down to
Or pearl,
the ladies department
Get a
store
nylon.
and get some nylon and put it in the back of the lens or something.
That's the old school.
That's super old school, but man, I like that look. I think it's cool. We did a lesson years ago where we had some nylon in front of the lens, and it was really cool.
It was really pretty.
Yeah.
I think that's the best thing is some kind of a filter that's going to just look at the one that you like that's going to give you the least or most, and you can just do one that's. I mean, a lot of them are very subtle.
I have one.
You can do a pearl or a black mist, and it'll just take a little bit of a edge off.
So I have one called a Classic Soft. So Classic Soft just is going to affect your highlights, your point of highlight. So anything like 90% or above, and it just like
start to bloom just a little
blooms them, and I really like that look. I
Yeah,
just think it's really
very
cool,
pretty.
especially anything backlit. You get this like little outline.
Hey, I was a shooter all through the '80s, and if it didn't, if the highlights didn't explode, it just wasn't good. I mean, you couldn't put enough diffusion on there, man.
Right. Yep.
So I still need to do a lesson with my that one device that creates all the different kinds of diffusion in a single image.
So are we talking about software? Or are we talking about?
No, it's a physical device that spins, and when you take the image, the pocket wizards fire each strobe at different points, and each strobe has now a different diffusion in front of the lens. So when this exposes this area over here, and it's going to have major diffusion. This exposes over here, and it's going to be less diffusion. And here's a face with no diffusion.
What?
That
doesn't even make any sense to me.
It's pretty cool, actually.
All right, cool.
It was quite the device in its time.
So what was
I
the
cannot
question?
remember his name. Anyway,
what was the question?
Trying to take the edge off.
Yeah.
All right, next question.
Yeah.
So Greg wants to know Sony A7R2 or Sony A7S2. Which one would you buy for more of a mix?
Here's my take on that. If you're doing just video, get the A7S2.
Yeah.
If you're going to do stills and video, get the A7R2.
I agree. As a mix, I would get the A7R2. Because look, in my mind, the only real advantage to the A7S2 is the low light sensitivity, right? So you can do 200,000 ISO. But really, like, is that absolutely necessary in many situations? Probably not.
No.
The base ISO of your A7R2 is still 800 ISO, and you can get away with 3200, 6400 ISO on that camera. So I think that's the answer.
Although if you look at the crop, the tests and the crop mode on the A7S2 and the A7R2, the A7S2 is sharper.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm.
How? It's major less megapixels.
I don't understand it, but if you look at it in crop
the
mode,
photo site maybe?
Maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe I'm thinking. No, I'm pretty sure I'm right about that.
Wow, we should look into that.
I need to check that out again.
Cool.
Okay,
Right.
Next question. Get the A7R2. It's a great camera.
It's awesome camera.
Great camera.
I want one. I need to get one. I should get one.
Sunny wants to know Sigma 35mm f1.4 art versus the Tamron 35mm 1.8 VC. Which do you think is better?
Boy, I shoot on the Tamron all the time, and I love that lens.
It's a great lens.
What I love about it is because I can focus so stinking close on it. 8 inches, so I'm
That's
in
awesome.
here.
Yeah.
That's 8 inches to the film plane, not to the lens.
Yeah, right.
So if
the
you put that lens
is
on
like
there,
this
the
far
lens
away,
is like
yeah.
touching the person's nose. So, and I don't have a lot of experience with the art lens. I have not shot on it.
I know my sister, as a photographer, has a lot of experience on the art lens, and the images that she puts out, I am blown away by. So I think there is a price difference that should be taken into consideration. I'm pretty sure the Tamron is less expensive than the Sigma Art. The Sigma Art, I think it's going to run you about $850 retail.
So it's a little more money than
It's
the
a little bit more
Tamron.
money than the Tamron.
Tamron's like $650 or $690.
Yeah, so
somewhere
that
there.
if you want to, as far as sharpness goes, there is a huge following for the art series of photographers that absolutely love those lenses, and with good reason. They're really phenomenal lenses.
They are great
But
lenses.
the Tamron, I mean, I've played with that Tamron 1.8, and for the price, it's also phenomenal.
the sharpness. I think the Tamron lens is a fabulous lens.
Yeah.
A great way to go. So
Yeah.
that'd be a good thing to test.
Yeah.
Okay, next question.
My life in HD. If you had to buy one lens to start off with a new Sony A7R2, which one would it be?
Well, I know what I would get.
What would you get?
You know what?
2470?
Yeah. You know what? I've started to love. Well, 2470.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm going to say prime. I'm going to say 35
I knew
2.0.
you'd say that.
Yep. 35 2.0. I'm in that world right now. That's my world.
But I can get a prime. I can get a 35 on my 2470.
Yeah.
It's right in there.
Yeah.
Between 24 and 70.
But this is like the Leica rangefinder days, right? Where you just like, if you want to get closer, you walk closer. If you want to get wider, you walk back. And I know that there's limitations. There's limitations.
Yes.
But there's something so magical about that world.
Yeah.
And a 35 on a full frame sensor is wide enough that you're gonna see what you want to see. It'd probably be about the equivalent to like an iPhone, right? And so I don't know. I just like that. To me, that's like the way people are moving anyway. Yeah, you can zoom on an iPhone, but really it's a fixed lens.
Yeah. Well, I use the 24-70 just because I feel like I have those options to go wider, which I love that 24. But I love the little longer, the 70. You know, it's nice to be able to get in
Portrait,
a
a
more portrait
little
lens.
like couple or whatever. You know,
Yeah,
just kind of little thing at
that's good
Disneyland.
lens.
Yeah.
Okay, next question.
Okay, so we've got a couple questions over on Facebook also. Josh Crandall wants to know, what's a good off-camera flash to start with? My wife does a lot of natural light photography, and he wants to add something to her arsenal for Christmas.
So off-camera flash.
Good man right there.
Yeah. Wants to get her off-camera flash for Christmas.
The first place everyone starts with is you get a speed light. I mean, you just have to get a speed light, but get one so you want to take it off the camera, so you can get a remote, be able to run it off the camera. Start with that. Start with that. If she doesn't have that, but
can you get a speed light with remote built in?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
You can. But my for the same price, you can get a Baja B4, and with a remote, and you can now light with that thing, and it's 400 watt seconds compared to a speed light, which is 50 watt seconds.
What is it?
400.
No, I know the light. What's the name?
Baja B4.
Before
the
what?
B4s.
Dynalight.
Oh, sorry, Dynalight's Baja B4. Before what?
I'm making a dad joke.
Oh,
So I'm going to be a dad in February.
Dad joke.
So
I see.
I'm warming up on my dad jokes, everybody.
So, and doing quite well.
Yeah, thank you.
That's the plaid shirt cow milking joke.
Ah, yeah.
But I think you can't beat that platform, the B4, Baja B4, because
how many of those you use?
I've
those
got
all the
4 of
time.
them. Yeah, I just think they're fabulous, and they are
Price-wise,
much
they're
more
almost
powerful.
They're almost
the prices,
exact same price
they
as
are.
the speed light, right?
And always Joe McNally when he shows in with a tree of like 10 speed lights, I just never understand that. You know, I'm just like going, well, just buy a Baja B4, dude. You can just carry one light.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but a speed light.
Actually, Joe McNally is a fabulous photographer, but I just never understand always. But that's what he's used to. That's what he's used.
Great.
You know.
Great.
So, you feel better about that answer there, Judy? Did you?
Yeah, well, and I bought a speed light last summer, and I used it one time.
Okay.
Never again. So,
if you're serious about photography, speed lights are kind of like the training wheels of photography. Just buy a real light, you know. Learn how to ride the bike.
I bought one of those like $60 Chinese speed light.
Oh yeah, the
Never the same color.
No, it's N something. I mean, that's what the N stood for.
And that's what NTSC stands for. Never the same color. But it's never the same color.
No.
This thing, it's like, oh, that's a blue image. That's an orange image.
Oh, nice.
Oh, very cool. All right.
Creative.
Yeah.
It's an art. It's an art light.
Just do autofocus or auto white balance. It'll be
Okay.
fine. Yeah.
Question.
And then Sam wants to know, have you tried out the Pentax medium format system, and if so, what are your thoughts on it?
I've not tried it out. I need to compare the Pentax to the Fuji. I need to get both those things. Yep. I need to get both those things in here and compare those two and get a little more up to speed with them. And we hope to do that comparison here in January. So
Might as well
look
get the
forward to that.
Hasselblad as well.
Oh, I love the Hasselblad too. I want that back. That $10,000 back.
Yeah.
Like
No, the
crazy.
new medium format Hasselblad.
I know. It's fabulous.
So
Okay.
Yeah.
we've only got a couple minutes till it's 4, but we do have lots of questions left.
Cool.
We
Go.
do need to
Ask
plug
them faster.
our giveaway.
Well, yeah, we got a lot of things we got to plug. Go
All right.
faster.
Yeah.
Go faster.
We can go after 4, right? Can we go after 4? Or
As long as we want.
Yeah.
We're live.
We're live. It's like, I got nothing to do. It's 4 o'clock.
That's
I'm
right. You're
just gonna be sitting in traffic for the next 3 hours. Might as well go to Vegas.
It'd be easier.
Yeah, seriously, just cut north.
So Tim says, I'm taking a photo every day of my wife in a different dress, and hashtag Dressember.
December.
I was wondering where you
December.
might go for inspiration. 8 days in, and tonight's will be in front of a Christmas tree.
And so he's wondering about other inspiration.
Uh-huh.
Do you know where I go for inspiration? And I love doing this. I love looking up illustrations and classic painters. I love illustrators and classic painters. I love looking at their work and the light and just the way they handle things. And especially modern day illustrators are fabulous as well.
So remember last month I mentioned that we went to the museum in New York and I saw, and I couldn't remember the name of the artist. It's Pieter de Hooch. Pieter de Hooch. Like, if you look up his stuff, his lighting is mind-blowing. And I think it's better than anything in the era because it's dynamic. He's got the dynamic range thing like everybody else did, but the contrast is amazing. Look up Pieter de Hooch and see if you agree.
How do you spell that, Lars?
Peiter, and then I think DE dash Hooch. It's Hooch.
Oh,
That's pretty
nice.
impressive.
Very impressive.
I think that's what it
So
is.
here's another thing you can do. Put in a hat a whole bag of a bunch of things. Like inanimate objects and locations and things, and then just pick 3 of them out and then make that the image.
Oh, okay.
It is kind of fun to do, actually.
I don't understand that, but that sounds
So
fun.
you put in there like bathroom, tomato, or bathrooms, lemons. You put all these things in. You pick them up. Bathroom, lemons. So now she's going to be in a tub full of lemons.
Oh, cool.
In her dress.
That's fun. That's creative.
Yeah, it's a good way to get your mind thinking
exercise.
outside of. You know, it gets your mind breaking out of the mold. So
Yeah, just
and
buy
don't remember
$400 in lemons.
That's right. Always include an armadillo.
Oh yes, yes.
Okay, more questions. Oh,
Yeah.
we're gonna do this
Oh,
fast.
questions. That's flash questions. All right, yeah, here we go.
Brian wants to know what the secret word is.
Secret word,
secret
armadillo.
word. Is
that
that a
too
secret
easy?
word?
Is that too easy?
That's pretty easy, but it's a good one.
It's a good one. Armadillo. It's a secret
The
word.
reason I say armadillo is I used to put an armadillo in all my photographs somewhere in them.
I
would
know.
hide
I've seen it.
I love it.
in
So,
your
armadillo.
Slanted Lens book, which I love.
Armadillo is the secret word.
Yep.
Love it.
Okay, Ross wants to know what your favorite cinematic LUT is for the A7R2.
Favorite
Oh.
cinematic LUT for the A7R2.
Well, I use Rec 709 if you're doing
Rec 709.
I would
Yeah.
like to point out that I knew how to pronounce that.
Nice.
Very,
nice.
very nice. LUT? Is that the one you were
Yeah.
proud of? Okay, great.
If you're using S-Log, Rec 709 is a great place to start.
Great place to start. There's like, I mean, I know there's a lot of companies that are building LUTs that you can download, but honestly, the Lumetri plugin in Premiere gives you enough flexibility that you can start with Rec 709, which is, if you don't understand Rec 709, it's like basically just like, here's our S-curve, and we are maximizing this for the ideal contrast and saturation. And then from there, you can start to tweak it a little bit. You can dial it back, you can increase it, you can change the color. The Lumetri plugin's awesome. Premiere, I love it. So
Just know this, I don't shoot S-Log very often because it just creates a huge workflow when you're done. And you got to be ready for that. You know, if you're shooting a wedding, I think it's...
I would say the only way I would shoot an S-Log is if you are able to view either by use of an external monitor or
But you
in
can put the
camera,
LUT in on
where you
the
can
monitor.
bake. You cannot bake, but like have the LUT
view
over
it.
the monitor so that you can view what your image is doing. Otherwise, you're going to be very underexposed or overexposed. and
It's
you'll-
hard to
you'll-
look at, too.
It's really hard to look at.
It's hard to know where you're at.
And then for some reason you don't trust your eyes in post trying to get the image to where it needs to be. So yeah, I mean I shoot in log C or
C-Log.
S-Log on the Alexa and log C on the C300 Mark II only because I can see a Rec 709 image as I'm shooting. Otherwise, it's just hard. Like on the A7S, I can't do it. I just have to shoot like autumn color balance or
So
whatever.
I heard in the wind
Oh,
that you're selling your C300 Mark II.
I'm always toying with the idea, right? So there.
I know an interested party.
Oh, who? Yourself?
Yes.
I think you're gonna like the price. But
I knew I wouldn't.
that's the thing. Like you always get the feeling like, okay, is something else going to come out soon? And what will
something
that,
else is always going to come
right,
out
exactly.
soon.
But what will that do to my retail value? And is it worth me holding on to this thing?
Yeah.
Because the truth is, like I could sell this for $11,000, and in 3 months, when Canon decides to drop the price another $4,000, pick another one up, and I just made $3,000. You know what I mean? So there's like,
Boy, that's a risky thing. Now you're playing the stock market with cameras, man.
yeah, I understand the camera stock market a lot better than the actual stock market. Let me tell you, no matter how well you think you know it, you do not. So I trust my instincts there a lot more. All right, another question?
Eli wants to know best light to bring for photography when traveling. Oh, did I already ask that? No.
No,
No.
you did not. You did not.
For when traveling on holiday.
Do you know what?
Photo?
For photo.
Okay. Best light to bring when traveling.
Even though I love the Baja B4s, and you know I do, it's a little big sometimes to travel with. Let me tell you my favorite light, and it isn't even
Gary
made
Fong?
anymore. No, it's a... What?
The Gary Fong.
Oh, I know. I thought you said something thong.
Uh-oh. Yeah. the Harry Fong. Gary
No,
Fong.
it's called. It was the Triton made by Photoflex.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just tiny, and it's got a small lithium battery, and it's so easy to put in your suitcase. And I did love traveling with that. If you can deal with not as powerful as some things like 200 watt seconds, but you got a lithium battery, you got a small strobe head, and you throw small softbox in your suitcase, and you now have a one-man band kind of way to shoot.
Cool.
But with the Baja B4s, which when I take them, they're a lot bigger. They take up more space. But
Cool. Other questions?
Judy was like looking really weird down there when I said that.
Yeah.
I thought they didn't make those anymore.
I
No,
said
no.
that.
He said
You
that.
said that.
I said they don't
Sorry,
make them
I was
anymore.
reading
He's
that.
on his game. Yeah. This is fun.
It is fun.
Tomka asks,
I need water.
which
There's no water in here.
Hey, Kate, get some water. Bring us some water, Kate. Yeah.
Which would you prefer as the first digital camera? The Canon 5D Mark I Classic or another crop from Canon as well, like a 700D or 60D?
So we're looking at like a $500 price range.
Yeah, we're making the decision because of price.
Price. Okay.
Oh, the Mark 1. That's
You could
way
find a
back
Mark.
there.
You can find a Mark II now
Yeah.
for like $700.
Even if you went to the what is the A6 or the
A6300.
no, what's the one that's like the Mark II, same sensor.
Awkward silence.
Awkward silence.
Like T2i?
Never mind. No, it's a
We're
Canon.
live, guys. We're
No.
live.
Yeah.
There's people listening out there. They're all going. They're all saying the name and going. What are those two idiots thinking?
No,
They
what
can't-
are you talking about?
You had one for like a minute and then you sold it.
Yeah.
It was a Canon,
Uh-huh.
35 millimeter. It's either
Full frame sensor?
Yeah, A6, A8, A.
Oh, the 6D.
60. There we
Hey,
go.
we got
Thank
water.
you.
Ask you
Water's
something.
coming
This is
in.
a live
Wow.
show. This is so great, man.
There's the other person watching beside my parents.
Yeah, great, awesome.
Kate.
Oh man,
Thank
live
you,
shows.
Kate. Thank you, Kate.
Yeah, Canon 6D. So you can get those used for about $1,000
Oh, are they still $1,000?
used. Yep.
No, it's not under your $500.
No.
But
So a 5D Mark II, I would at least step up in that range so you can do
Yeah.
video if you want to in the future. Plus you got more focus points and a much larger sensor or megapixels. So
I don't
Sensor
think
size
she
is the same,
said to
yeah.
stay under 500.
oh, okay.
You didn't?
No.
Well, but that's like kind
when
of
you
the
start
sense I'm
saying Mark
getting.
1,
Mark
it
1,
means-
that's
it
like,
sounds
I mean,
a-
those are $400 or $500 now for those bodies. So,
So
anyway.
it sounds like a money decision. Next question.
I think that might be it. We
Oh,
did
cool.
have
Okay, we have some questions in our Flamingo mailbox.
great. Let's see if we can rapid fire these.
Let's do rapid fire. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tim
I
said,
can-
"Hey JP, can you use the syrup and the genie together if you wanted to do a 3-row 5-image pano? 3-row 5-image pano using a larger lens, like a longer lens, like a 70-200, to create a really detailed image."
Yes, you could. You absolutely could. Because you could use the genie to sweep the bottom, and then you would then adjust it. But how you'd have to make it a.
Stitching would be really difficult.
You know what? In Photoshop, that stitching is so stinking easy.
Is it really great?
I'm telling you.
You just say,
it's-
"Hey, this should stitch together."
You go through a process. I just have a lesson that's up on right now on how to do panoramic views, and I talk about how to stitch them together in Photoshop. It's just really turnkey.
Cool.
So I think you could do that. If you do that, Tim, we got to see it. We got to see how you shot it. So get a BTS shot of it and show us an image. But I think you could. I think you absolutely could. You can make huge wall murals, man.
That'd be awesome.
Yep. Okay. Ian, I have an A7 II and a 6D. Last event, all my Canon glass was stolen. 85, 50, 35, all L. I am now facing with a major purchase of equipment. I was moving away from Canon, going to pick up the R2. Can you tell me how your R2 AF is in the dark event settings? I rented the Mark 4 and love that. And the way it handled, then
File
yes,
was great.
Yeah, file was great. Is color the only issue? Do you miss the camera sync port? And what about flash? Wow.
He's got to get glass and possibly a camera.
That's what he's talking about. I rented the Mark IV and loved the way it handled, and yes, the files were great.
Taking images on a Canon is still a pleasure.
It
Still a pleasure.
really is a pleasure, and there's a great file. That Mark IV is a fabulous still camera.
Is it good?
Oh yeah.
You liked it?
And the great images. We have one here. We're just going to test here for the still
You didn't
camera
haven't bought one
capabilities.
yet.
No, not yet. I should.
You can
Buy
do it-
everything.
You can do
I
whatever
have
you
an
want, JP.
A6200, 6300,
You can do whatever you want, JP.
Yeah, we do have one more question.
Oh, great.
We didn't answer his question,
Yeah,
did we?
we'll answer this question
Just
first.
this
yes.
one real fast.
All right, well, okay.
Oh, you didn't answer that one?
No, we haven't answered this one.
I thought you were just.
So anyway, if I'm understanding the question, the autofocus in dark event settings, you know, I'm always shooting through the Metabones, and I have not tested the Sigma well enough, and I did not like the autofocus in low light.
On the
No,
Metabones
on the
or the
Metabones.
Sigma?
I think the Sigma is a lot better,
Okay.
and I have not had a chance to test that enough to really say with confidence, but I think it is much better.
Yeah.
But again, I'm doing all that glass. I'm using my, you know.
So you have all your Canon glass on the A7
Yep.
II, and
Yep.
That's the
all
thing, I
my
see
Tamron
that-
lenses have the Canon mount.
I
so-
still have the A7S, the Mark I, and autofocus is worthless on it. I just can't. You know, so it's like I have to use prime, my Zeiss primes, and I'm doing video on it only. I don't do stills. I just don't enjoy the still process on that camera. So I'm like thinking about going back to like my 5D days or
Are you
6D
really?
days.
Okay.
Yeah, but anyway.
Okay,
yep.
we will go on here.
Sure.
Slow motion shooting.
Oh wait, what's this question you got, Judy?
sorry, Judy.
Oh, Sean wants to know: do you prefer the Canon 10-18mm or the Sigma 10-20 f4, and why?
Sigma 10 to 20 f4 or the 10 to 22 maybe?
Canon 10-18. He
10,
said.
1018. I don't know. I don't know the 1018.
I 10
There's
to 18.
a 10 to
a Canon 10 to 18.
24, I think. Right?
Well, there's the 1632.
20, 16 to 35.
Sean, we need
There's
clarification.
1635.
Quickly.
Yeah, Sean,
Sean.
what's some clarification there? So
All right,
the
let's go
Canon
on here.
10 to 18,
Slow
I'm not familiar
motion.
with. All right, great. So slow motion, shooting with you. Aziz always said, since the shutter speed should be twice the number of the frame rate, assuming 60 frames per second, in order to achieve the slow motion effect post-production, is it okay to go from twice the number of frame rate to stay beyond, say, 1/2000 shutter speed at frames per second, or does it have to be close to twice the amount? So are you talking about doing slowing down optically in Premiere in post, or are we just trying to double the frame rate? So no. So when you're doing slow motion, the rule of thumb, and in standard speed as well, double the frame rate for your shutter to create a general motion that is closest to the human eye, right? So if you're shooting 24 frames a second, 48th of a second or 50th, I think in your DSLRs is going to be the number. If you're shooting 60 frames a second, 120. Just double it. So if you're shooting 240 frames a second, it's 480 or 500.
So that's like in Saving Private Ryan, that beginning scene on the beach. They up the shutter speed, and so it's a little jerky, and it gives you this really unsettled, unsettling feeling.
Sharp shutter.
Okay, run a gun. Luis Freire.
Yeah, Luis Freire.
I'm not saying it very well. Why aren't you using a tripod yourself? I just don't use a tripod a lot of times when I'm running and gunning. I'm shooting 200 millimeters.
That is the name of the lesson.
Run and gun. And I just don't, because if I tuck my elbows in and I shoot, but I do this though, I shoot everything on burst. And I'll find that I'll get like, and one of those is going to be sharp.
Really?
Yep, I do that all the time.
Oh, wow.
And I'm realizing I'm shooting a ton of images, and I'm going to throw a ton of them away. But I'd rather give up the everything is sharp for the ability to move fast and get down low and just, man, it would be impossible, like that shoot we did with the Vanguard bags to cover the ground that we did and the time we had on a tripod. It'd be really hard.
All right, Daniel Jones said 70 to 200s are pricey. I agree. Any cheaper alternatives for crop cameras? Yeah, there are. So it depends on if you're looking for photography, the thing I always try to say is when you have a non-fixed aperture lens, you start to fall into problems, right? So when you're zooming in and we're at a 4.0 f-stop, and then you zoom in and you're at a 5.6 now, your light changes dramatically. It's a full stop of light. So that's the only, yes, you can get cheaper options. There's plenty of cheaper zoom options out there. They're just not fixed aperture lenses. So what those options are, I'm not super familiar with.
Yeah, me either. I'm not sure what to say. So,
good luck.
It's expensive.
Yeah, they're expensive. It's a bummer. Yeah.
So Sean did clarify.
Okay.
There is, and I looked it up. There's a
10 to 18.
It's like $280 lens.
Oh,
it's
wow.
a 4.5, 5.6.
Okay.
So very well. Well, when it gets in these kinds of lenses, I just have no experience with them.
I know, and I hope that doesn't sound braggy.
No,
I hope it doesn't
it's
sound
not braggy at all. It's just we use really good glass.
It's just our glass is just better than your glass. We're not bragging at all. It's just a fact. And if it's a fact, it can't possibly be bragging.
Yeah, that's right. We're not bragging if it's true.
If it's true. I feel like I'm in 6th grade again. It's not a lie if it's true. It's like, wait, what?
This is the stuff Kate cuts out.
Yeah, this is all the stuff Kate cuts out. Going, you two are acting like
JP
idiots.
and Lars Uncensored.
Uncensored.
Live.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Here's a good one for you, Lars.
Okay.
Making a green screen. This is Sun-Kissed Nicole. How do I apply the background to the green screen?
Oh, however you want. just put it below your video track. Right, so you're in front of the green screen, right? And you key yourself out. Just take that video track and slide it up to the next track in your video editor, and then put a picture of Hawaii underneath it. And there you go. So, yeah.
Easy as that.
Easy as that. So we call these plates, okay?
Yes.
So on that video, there was like lights and a living room setting behind me. I wanted still that video grain, just like, a video, the pixels kind of, the grain dances a little bit. And so I wanted that rather than just a still image where it doesn't do that. So I just shot like 2 minutes of a blank background and then dropped that underneath my video channel, keyed the green out, and there it was. There you go. Yeah.
There you go. And I fell asleep while saying that. I loved every minute of that.
We're live with JP and Lars. Photo video trend.
Okay, here we go. Next one. This is really a good one.
All right.
Florin?
Yeah. Says, nice one, guys, except maybe the McDonald reference.
I don't remember the McDonald reference.
Remember the McDonald reference.
Did we say something rude about McDonald's?
Okay. But that's just me. I have a question for the two of you. I shoot mainly photos and videos every now and then. I use the Canon 1DX and the Mark III, the 5D Mark III, or Mark II, yeah. And the question, is it enough to set exact same settings on both cameras in order to obtain a perfect match footage? Because I've done that for a wedding video, and the clips didn't match at all, and now I'm not sure if I did something wrong.
No, it's two different sensors.
Yeah. So the signal-to-noise ratio is going to be different on both sensors. So your dynamic range is going to be different on both sensors, plus your low-light sensitivity is going to be different. I mean, that's just tricky, and I wish there were a better answer.
That's why I try to buy. That's why when Lars says buy a C300, I feel like I have to buy 2 of them because if I do 2 camera setups all the time, and I need those sensors to match, and so
even I mean, JP's got 3 5D Mark IIIs.
They don't all match.
And they don't all match.
2 of them were in one batch, and I bought the 3rd one later, and color is way off.
Yeah, and we've gone through, and I mean, you can do a factory reset on these things, and the sensor still varies from camera to camera, unfortunately. So you are just gonna have to spend time in post, just color correcting this stuff, which is a bummer.
Yeah, and also if you buy 2 cameras at the same time and you want them to match, then I would absolutely, before you take them home, take them out, turn them on, and look at the 2 sensors on just their standard settings and make sure that they match before
Bring
you
the
walk
images
away.
in the computer. Look at that.
Make sure that works.
Yep.
Okay, Delta Dave 42 says Sony A99 will go to the A99 II next month. Have all the Sony Zeiss A-mount primes, but find myself going more and more to the old Minolta primes.
Cool.
200 2.8, 300 2.8. Thinking of getting the Aperture COB 120T to use when shooting cine-still tungsten film. What battery would one look to get for this setup? I love that Aperture.
It's the LED light?
Yes, it's a fabulous light.
Does it come with a V-mount back on it?
It does, V-mount or Anton Bowery, so you can use either one.
Great.
So you can just it's just whatever batteries you have. If you have them,
there's
use them.
a lot of Chinese manufacturers right now that are coming out with these V-mount and gold mount batteries that are so much more affordable.
I say Anton Bowery, but it's gold mount.
Gold mount. So Anton Bowery is the manufacturer of the gold mount battery.
It's the original.
Right, and so yeah, I have some from Rolex and Hydra something. I can't remember, but Rolex is cheap and they're good. I have a bunch of 230 watt-hour batteries, and I mean these things on Alexa will last for like 2.5, 3 hours. So it's like, and that camera just draws power like crazy. So I could put one of these batteries on like my Astra LED, and it goes all day, just all day long. So this light is even more efficient than those. So you could put even like get a 90 watt-hour battery, get a couple of those and a charger, and you'd be able to cycle those all day.
That's the beautiful thing about LEDs. You can run one battery so easily.
I've switched over my entire house onto LED.
Yeah,
practically.
smart.
Yeah, and it's like, it's just amazing. I just love this stuff, man. Yeah, and the color's so much better these days. All right. Redding, California, also for trends, said, is Tamron's warty gourd adapter available yet for the Sony A7R2?
That was a secret word of the day, warty gourd. Nicely done there.
All right, go on.
I'll have to check out that warty gourd adapter.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Everyone needs to adapt their warty gourd.
Before this digresses, let's move on.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Softboxes 101. I see the proof here, but still don't get it. How come large softboxes don't cover larger areas? If I have a light source as big as a house, theoretically, shouldn't it be able to cover an area larger than what a small source should do? You got 2 things going on here, and you're confusing yourself.
Yeah.
One is you got the power that's inside the box, and if that's like 400 watt seconds, then it doesn't get bigger and cover bigger area. It's still the same amount of power.
Yep.
And a large softbox light. I was telling this to the guys who were shooting just 2 days ago. They're going, well, I said, get the light behind the door. Well, it's going to wrap around the door. No, light can't go around the corner. Yeah. It cannot go around the corner. So a great big softbox is seen around to the other side of the person. And that's what makes it softer.
Yeah.
There's some quality of light in there as well, but it's like, so anyway, they just have the same, they cover the same amount of area. I've tested it, I know.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Interesting question.
Okay,
all right.
Philip Decker.
Philip Decker said, what are the lights you use on the street lights? This is understanding grids, make and model.
Remember this? This was so fun. We were at the YouTube
Oh,
space.
we put the water on the floor. Those were Source 4s.
Source 4s.
So they're Lico lights or Source 4s. They use them in stage productions
Why
a
are
lot.
we not shooting stuff together anymore? Anyway.
Relationship
crisis here.
Yeah, exactly. Our warty-gourded relationship.
Warty-gourded relationship.
Man.
We have to do that again. That was fun.
Yeah, that was so fun.
But it's
so
all Source 4s.
I love Source 4s. Okay, so this is a light. It's a tungsten light, usually about 750 watts. And we don't have it on right now.
No,
There's
so how
one
come we
above
don't have
here.
our Source 4 on? I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not sure. But basically, you can put different lenses on the front, so you have like a degree of separation. So you have like a 19 degree, which is really focused, and it just sends 750 watts of tungsten power to spot. It's basically a spotlight. You can get like 26, 25, 36, 50 degree lenses, and they're just like the most useful lights. I mean, I'll take,
fabulous.
if I need to light like a hallway, and it's a low ceiling, and I'm already restricted in my space, I'll just take a Source 4 at the end of the hallway and just cut on my actual Source 4. Look it up right now.
It's
if you don't know what
got,
these
it's
lights
got
look like. Flags.
Flags on the sides. You can
Which
cut it right
source
down.
for?
Source 4?
Source 4.
Get a 36 degree
Yeah.
to start with, and I'll light just the very top of this white ceiling all the way down the hallway, and it provides just this little soft catch light all the way down, and it's like the easiest, quickest fix. You know, I'll bounce one into foam core behind somebody's shoulders if I need to get something up top, and
There's a
I
great
can't rig
rim
anything.
light.
Oh.
You know, you're outside, and I got Christmas lights going on. I think I just shot it through a Source 4 back there.
You
Rimmed
can-
everybody. It
you
looks
can
fabulous.
100 feet away, and it's
Yeah.
going to get something.
And,
I
and they're
love
not
those
that
lights.
expensive, but they're hot
200
lights.
280 bucks.
These are hot light, truly the old hot lights. These are hot lights. You plug them in, they pull a lot of power.
So there's a couple
They-
people that are making LED Source 4s these days, but
I've
they're
not
still
used
like
one.
$4,000.
Yeah, of
you know what I
course.
mean? So, but yeah,
Okay.
really useful.
Okay, last one here. Bob Bobson. Bob Bobson.
Bob Bobson.
Okay, I've rang hundreds of people. I'm not rang, R-A-N-G, hundreds of people. Nobody will buy my selfies. What am I doing wrong?
I just really wanted you to read that.
I don't get it.
I've rang hundreds of people. Nobody will buy my selfies.
He wants to know why he's not making money selling his selfies.
Well, Bob,
Bobson.
send me a couple of your selfies and I'll give you a really good explanation. I can give you a more in-depth reference.
I'll buy your selfies, Bob.
So now is this what Judy's going to be putting things in here that I'm going to read and make myself look like an idiot?
Yeah, live. We're live. What do I say to Bob Bobson live?
Bob Bobson. Is even did you make him up? No?
Bob
This is
Bobson.
my question.
Oh boy.
So we have to do this on this live show. The hate stuff we get. Mean tweets.
Mean
we have to
tweets.
do mean tweets.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, there's like,
Anyway.
yeah.
There's none ever.
There's
Never,
none ever.
never
No,
any mean
you guys
tweets.
never say
No.
anything.
Everybody
You're
loves
boring.
us.
Yeah,
Everybody
you
loves
have
us.
nothing negative to say about
Yeah.
a completely free format for
That's
you
right.
guys. It's like,
Okay, so we have to wrap this up.
Yeah, we
But
do.
before we wrap
Oh,
this
no
up,
more-
we
two more
have a huge giveaway here in the month of December.
Cool.
Huge.
Am I getting
And
it?
it's a lot of money. No, you're not. You are not eligible.
Why?
But we have sponsors that have donated a lot of stuff. And right here on my sheet of paper, I'm going to read all of the stuff that we're getting and we're giving away this year. We're giving all of this stuff away because Judy gave me a complete list of all of the things that we're giving away. We're giving all that away.
It's on our Facebook page.
There you go.
Oh,
Check it out.
Facebook page.
Because you update all the time.
Because I'm there. I just hover on Facebook.
Yeah, you just wait.
That's me.
Someone gonna ask
So-
another question.
They can go to Facebook.
Go to theslantlens.com and you sign up for that giveaway.
Slash giveaway.
Oh, slash giveaway. But if you go to the main page, it has right on there a tab that says giveaways. You can click on that, takes you right to the giveaway.
Do you know anything? Like, what's
I don't know anything.
What?
You didn't give me
We've
anything.
got C-stands.
C-stand.
Oh,
Oh, we have
B&H.
C-stands from Norm's?
No,
Oh, from B&H?
B&H.
Fabulous.
We've got the data color kit.
Data color kit is
The
fabulous.
spider-
The Pro kit.
We have got, I'm trying to remember this off the top of my head, Spider Holster is giving away
Giveaway.
a camera
Giveaway.
system plus some hand
Spider
straps.
holster. Is it up there?
Uh-oh. The page
Keep going.
requested cannot be displayed right
I'm
now.
pulling it up right here, sorry. We've got gift certificates from Triple Scoop.
Gift
We've
certificate.
got
Fabulous.
Vanguard
Music
are
from
giving-
Triple Scoop. There we go.
Vanguard's giving a couple bags and
Ooh.
a couple of tripods.
Ah.
Tripods and bags from Vanguard. They're probably hearing Judy over there, I would guess. But I don't
Yeah,
know.
I don't know.
Be interesting to hear.
yeah.
We'll have to ask Kate.
Can they
if
hear you?
Hear
Yeah,
Judy.
okay, so they can hear me.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Their Photoflex is giving away a Starlight Octodome kit. We've got 3
Nice.
Lacy Rugged Thunderbolt drives.
Oh,
Ooh.
fabulous.
This
and
is
then
huge.
This is huge. This is our
Syrup.
big Christmas giveaway. We do it every year.
Syrup is giving away one of their new super dark variable ND filters.
Oh, I just used those and they are
Like the
fabulous.
30 stop
Super
or the
dark.
10 stop?
10
And
stop.
we have
Yeah.
a lesson on that. coming
Yeah,
up.
lesson coming up on that, which is a great piece of equipment.
We should have led with this.
We should have led with this
This is
before everyone
big.
was long gone because we've been babbling on
I know,
for
for
the
an hour
last
and a
half.
Yeah, giveaway's big. This is
So
big.
we got to make sure everyone gets the word. So
Wow.
when does it go? When does it end? When does our giveaway
December
end?
31st.
Perfect. Right to the end of the year, Christmas Eve. I mean, New Year's Eve. Right to the end of the year, Christmas Eve. All right, I'll be in Cuba. No.
Yeah, yeah.
So the end of the year, well, on New Year's Eve, we will announce all the winners.
There was one more
So-
thing we had to talk about, Judy?
Well, we did have just 2 more questions from Facebook.
Oh, cool.
Really? What time is it?
It's just almost 4:30.
So we've been hour 24 minutes we've been doing this. It's great. I've been having so much fun.
Well, we get like 3 views. No one can dare watch this to the
My
end.
batteries are charged.
All right, so give us
Man,
some
this is
love. Let us know if you like this format,
Yeah.
if we should do it again.
We've already had people saying they want it every month this way.
All right.
Okay.
Don't
gonna have
look
to
too excited about
I got to
it.
study up on my cameras,
I
man.
know.
I'm going.
Oh.
Well, I'm just worried about Bob Bobson. I need to see his
so bad.
selfies. Come
I
on,
gotta see
Bob.
this guy's
Send me some
selfies.
selfies.
They could be the most
Help me out here.
spectacular selfies.
They probably are.
They could be.
Bob's probably a bikini model, and it's a woman.
It's like the most
I'm
gorgeous.
going, if
one-
you're not selling, gal, I don't know what to tell you.
Just not selling my selfies. A lot of
Okay,
competition.
last
there, Bob.
question.
All right, so Joey asks, what are your thoughts on the GH5? And then Wendell wanted to know if you would recommend a small HD monitor or a recorder from Atomos.
Between those two, I love the Atomos recorders. I just do. I have 2 of them, and they're fabulous.
Yeah.
I mean,
Plus
4K,
you get to record on them.
Yeah, your 4K recorder is just a great monitor.
Yeah.
I think they're beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some great
I-
monitors. Small HD has some fabulous monitors out there. There's several companies. Actually, ICANN has several 4K monitors that are coming out. Fabulous
Here's my
monitors.
problem with the new 4K monitors. You got OLEDs and everything. They're great for first ACs, like the best for first ACs. But as a cinematographer, I can't stand this like boosted color thing.
Oh, really?
Oh, so I have TV Logics, and they're like, so you have to build a tent around these things in daylight because it's just like impossible to see.
Yeah.
And that's like the thing. All these other companies are going, well, you can see our monitors in broad daylight. You can see them anywhere, and that's cool if you're first AC and you need to nail focus. But as a DP, that's like, okay, I would love to. I mean, I've got false color, I've got histograms and stuff that I can look at. But as someone that really would like to see close to my final image, I can't stand how everything's just boosted. My shadows are boosted, my colors are out of control. So if I'm in a dark space, especially, and it looks like insanely bright, I'll stop down on the lens sometimes because I'm thinking, oh, that's like, or maybe I'll tell my gaffer, look, this is way too much light, Phil. Let's bring that down. And then I'll look at my false color and go, whoa.
Yeah, you got to watch the false color.
Yeah.
It'll definitely trick you. So, but anyway, that's my choice is
Get the
definitely the Atomos.
Atomos is great.
Yep.
Or if you just want to monitor, get the TV Logic.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Cool.
So this has been a lot of fun. Our first live broadcast, both
Yeah.
to Facebook and to YouTube.
How many views do we have?
Yeah, don't even say.
Yeah.
There's
Thousands,
views.
thousands?
Hundreds
Yeah.
of thousands of people have been on.
Yeah.
Great.
This is cool,
It
man.
was fun. It was
I don't
a
know how
lot
to
of
wrap
fun.
this up without having
don't
our
either.
show format.
I don't either.
I think it's
So are we
yeah.
still gonna do a podcast of this?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, we might as well throw
We
stuff
can
on
take the
as a
audio
podcast.
and
Yeah.
do the podcast. We were recording this, right?
Yeah. Can you do live podcasts? If you can't, you should.
Oh, we should do this live as a podcast as well. Anyway, we'll figure this out. We should close this up and say goodbye. So remember, keep those
Giveaway.
cameras rolling.
And keep on clicking.
And there's a great giveaway.
There it is.